beetle, beat boxing. You don't stop. Bang, bang, deagle, bump up the boodly and loom boodle do.
You popped your pee.
Hey, we're live. What's up,
peas.
everybody? What's good, peeps?
We're just popping peas over here.
Say, what's that good, peeps, and let me see what you got. You know what song that is?
Do it again.
Say, what's good, peeps, and let me see what you got. That's not really how it goes. It goes, just shake that.
Yeah,
let me see what you got. Just shake that. And let me see what you got. Just shake that.
And let me
see.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I like that song too. All right, let me share this out.
Do it again.
Oh, wait, I got to say what's good, people. There we go. All right, share. Boom. All right, y'all, we're going to share this, and we're going to get started. Hopefully you'll share as well. Hey, Paul O'Neill's watch. Hey, David Mataferri's watching. Hey, Matthew Rogelio is watching.
Wish I could do that.
What, roll your R's?
I can't do it, yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I can't do it.
You're not cool then.
I guess not.
I'm cool. I'm cool because I can roll my R's.
You didn't do it on Twitter.
What?
Share.
That's next. You didn't do it on Twitter. Face didn't do it on Twitter. The Riot Podcast with me and at Rterio7 is live. Watch. Boom. Boom. Done. All right, it's tweeted. Tracy, Josh Long, Kyle Pierce, Bo Major, Trivia Carter. Sup, y'all?
Sup?
Everybody, please hit the share button if you've not done so yet. It is a prerequisite.
We're populating this thing. We're germinating it.
We are.
Is that right?
Nope.
Like, share, like, share, like, share. Let's do that.
All right, we ready?
Hold on. Yep, now we're ready.
Oh, I'm kind of nervous. What's up, Chris Keller? What's up, Kyle Pierce? What's up, Scott Bork? All right, we ready? Oh, you got to turn that down. You ready?
I just turned it down.
Are you ready?
There's other people watching. You didn't give them shout outs.
Well, shout them out then. Tell
Tracy Douglas
I already
Morrow.
did that.
No, you did.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Cassie's watching from New Iberia.
What's up, Cassie from New Iberia? What's up, girl? You
Sup,
ready?
girl? Dane Babin.
Hey, Dane Babin.
What's up, bruh?
What's up, boy? You ready?
Dane's a Broadmoor guy.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, why was it so low?
What's up, Luke?
Luke who?
Luke DeSherry in the house.
What's up, Luke DeSherry? Are you ready?
Andrew Alexander. Sup, bruh?
Hey,
I never
Paul,
do this, so I like shouting people out.
tell all those people you just shouted out to hit the share button.
All y'all hit the share button.
That's right.
Every single one
Paul,
of you
you
guys.
ready? All right, Paul O'Neill's with us right here. We go.
This is the Riot Podcast with Matt Moscona and Ryan Terrio. One is an athlete, the other an athletic supporter. Follow the guys on Twitter at Matt Moscona and at Rterio7. Here's Matt and Ryan.
Okay, Riot Podcast off and at it. He's Ryan. I'm Matt. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Remember, you can watch us on Facebook Live when we record this at noon Central on Tuesday. So everybody who's watching us live, thanks. For everyone who's not, thanks for coming later. Yeah, Brett.
Hey, did you talk to what's his name yesterday?
What's his name about what?
You know that dude.
What dude?
D?
D?
Yeah.
D who?
D's Lutz.
Why would you
see that on Facebook? I love it.
Why would you say
The D's Lutz, all the things on.
Oh, D's Lutz.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, you hadn't seen them? Oh, it's so good.
I thought you
Hey, you
said
saw that
D's
dude last
nuts,
night?
and I
They're
was
like, who?
Why would you do
No,
that?
D's Lutz.
But his name isn't D, it's Will.
Yeah, but it's a play off the D's nuts.
But it doesn't make sense because his name is Will.
None of it makes sense. It's just funny and all that stuff.
The funniest part was your face.
Yeah.
You looked like
Yeah.
12-year-old Ryan.
D
Like,
who? Say D who.
D who?
D's Lutz. It's so good.
You're so stupid.
Oh,
man. So the Saints won. That's really fun, right?
Yes. I was pissed, though. I got to be honest.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, I was hot.
What were you?
Still hot.
About the game?
Yeah.
Oh, about halftime with the refs?
That didn't bother me. I was par for the course.
About what happened at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Are we
end-
going to agree on this?
The end pissed me off.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I don't know what made you mad.
This was going to be in my kick rocks.
Well, let's
you want to
talk
just start?
about it. You got kick rocks?
Well, that was going to be my kick rock.
Okay.
I have one rock to kick, and it's that what happened at the end of that game.
Generally, when you kick a rock, you boot that thing.
My face gets as red as this
you-
thing behind me right here.
Yeah, you boot that hoe. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for it.
You've now said D's nuts and hoe in the first 2 minutes of this podcast.
But we can do that on the podcast.
Yeah, you can do that on the
Yeah,
podcast. I'm
all
just
right.
surprised you don't normally do it.
Well, I listened to you on Whiskey and Wine, and you cursed the entire time.
The whole time. I was so lit,
Yeah.
man. Me and Jordy, if you missed this week of Whiskey and Wine, we set a record. And we have to, last year, and for those that don't know, Jordy Collada and I do an LSU Facebook Live postgame show called Whiskey and Wine. He's drinking wine, I'm drinking whiskey. Like we're drinking doing the postgame show.
Of course he's drinking wine.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
I drank wine last night.
Yeah, I get it. Whatever.
I like red wine.
Okay, me too.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
I don't get it.
Shout out to Nick Lyon. What's up, bruh?
What's up, bro?
Henry Knipper in the house.
What's up, Henry? What's up, bro? What else you got?
Blake Ruffino.
Okay.
Great steaks over there, man. Attaboy.
No, different.
Stay hot, though, with the steaks.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a fan.
Can I point something out, though, about Ruffino's?
Cressy's watching.
Brad Cressy?
Brad, go to work.
Hi, Bradley.
Go to work. Stop watching your phone.
Hey, why did you stink in the College World Series until the last at-bat? Well, actually, he did get
some hits.
He got one hit against Florida State. He doubled off the wall.
It was a big hit.
It was a big hit. It was a really big hit, yeah. But until that point, Ofer wore the collar. But it worked out for him.
It worked out.
It worked out, yeah.
I think he would probably take the Ofer and
for
the big hit.
Sure.
You know?
For sure.
Rather than punching right there with yours truly on second base and losing the College World Series.
Yeah, a little punchy.
Little punch piece McNugget.
Punch piece McNugget.
Yep. Those happen.
It's so stupid. Okay. So, Ella, since last we spoke, when you were just absolutely crushing the city of Austin, which, by the way, that video kind of went viral, and there's a lot of people who were pissed. If you haven't seen it yet, Terrio just lit up the city of Austin on AFR on Friday. A lot of people didn't understand. They're like, yeah, man, well, whatever. Baton Rouge has all this poverty, but whatever, and Austin's so much better. I'm like, hey, dude.
Relax, bro.
It's just a bit, man.
Yeah.
Calm it down.
Calm it down.
But one thing, you know what actually was the best troll job I'd fire back at him? I'd be like, yeah, but we're really good at football over here.
Yep. And baseball.
Well, that was more my segue to start talking about the LSU football game against Texas.
Yeah. I mean, we won, and it was good. It was fun to watch. I'll say this.
So good.
This was the first time in my life. There was a few games when Met was QB and we had Jarvis and Odell where I was excited for our offense to get the football. Okay? But even that year, it was almost as if the defense would have to do something spectacular in order for the team to win games. Honey Badger had to make a strip sack and score, or Pat Pete.
He wasn't there in 2013.
Right. I'm not talking about him that year in particular. I'm just talking about the guys. Our playmakers were on defense, you know, and I would go into a game like last Saturday going, okay, somebody's got to do something great on the defensive side of the ball. You know, game one was hard for me to digest because the competition wasn't great. I know there was video game numbers that were put up and all that, and it was fun, but man, what I saw Saturday, I could not wait. Like, it was okay if they scored. I'm fine with that. It was almost as if it was a Madden game that I was watching. All right, let's hurry up and get the ball back to our guys, and I hope we're deep in our territory so he can get a ton of yards and win the Heisman, if that makes sense.
You just didn't doubt that he was going to be able to do it.
He was going to do it.
So the last time, okay, people bring up 2013, but the last time LSU's offense was like that was in 2001 with Rohan, Josh Reed, Michael Clay. I mean, LSU had a receiver win the Biletnikoff Award as the best receiver in college football. Like, it's been 18 years, so people forget what that was like. But Rohan went to Alabama and threw for 500 yards. He set the LSU single-season passing record that year. They won the SEC. Every time he had the ball in his hand, it felt like LSU was going to score. Robert Royal, LeBrandon Tofield, Dominic Davis. They were so explosive that year, and they were fun. I mean, they were, you had a senior quarterback. Jimbo was there. They had him wide open, and it was humming. I mean, that's the year I would say was the last time LSU had an offense like this.
Right.
Maybe not even like this is even different than that. But, I mean, where it was that wide open where you felt, man, every time they touched it, they were going to score.
Yeah, you give the ball to Jay Reed, and he's breaking 2 or 3 tackles, and it was almost like a running back playing. It was a running back playing wide receiver.
It was, yeah.
And then you got Clayton on the outside that could take the top off of defense.
And he was a freshman that year,
at
too.
any point in time. So it was super exciting.
So Dennis Dodd of no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go
Dennis Dodd of CBS tweeted this earlier today. He said, it's a very simple tweet. When was the last time LSU was this happy? And I had to think about that. And I know my answer. And I think I might have even talked about this on the post-game show on Whiskey and Wine on Saturday. I don't remember really if I talked about it or not.
In between all the F-bombs you were firing at Jordy, or just firing out there, I love it. I couldn't even concentrate on the content, truthfully, because I was sweating nervous.
Why?
I don't know. It made me nervous when y'all kept cursing.
It doesn't matter.
I get it.
We have a disclaimer. It's an internet show. We can curse. Like, everyone knows.
And you did.
That's going to happen.
And you did.
Jordy dropped an MF. That was new territory.
Jordy dropped an MF.
Oh, yes. He dropped an MF. Anyway.
A white wine must have been flowing.
It was red wine. Oh. So anyway.
Did he was drinking a Truly in between those? Or what were you doing?
A White Claw? Oh, man.
Well, pineapple White Claw. Boy, Jay, stay hot.
So Dennis Dodd tweeted, when was the last time LSU was this happy? And I have my answer. Because another person asked me as well, or said in the postgame, is like, Matt, I've never seen you this positive about LSU. And I have been plenty of times in my life and in my career as well. But the reality is the last time that LSU fans had the opportunity to feel like they do right now was November the 7th of 2015. That was the day it ended. And that was the day, if you remember, LSU was 8-0. They were number 2 in the first college football playoff rankings that year. Leonard Fournette, they had basically already engraved his name on the Heisman Trophy.
Yep.
I mean, he was flipping guys from Auburn over his shoulder. Like, it was 200 yards every week.
Right.
Nobody could stop Fournette.
Right.
Every time he touched the ball, it was hold your breath. He's going to do something amazing. And they go to Alabama, and everybody legit thought they had a shot to win that game in Alabama that day. Like, that was the one, because the year before was the overtime game in Baton Rouge where they just let it get away.
Game of the century?
Was 2011.
Okay.
14 was the game in Baton Rouge that LSU had won, and
yes,
they let it get away.
pissed me off.
Blake Sims led the late comeback. They tied it, and then Bama won it in overtime.
There may not be some pictures of me shirtless floating around after that game.
I think that was 2012.
Was that 12?
That was 12, that was the TJ Yeldon play.
Okay.
This is 2 years after that. Anyway, try to keep up. But
but they're all kind of going together.
Details, right. So they're all very vivid in my mind. But in 2015, LSU was going to Alabama, and I and a lot of other people thought legitimately that LSU, for the first time since 2011, had the better team and was going to win. And Leonard Fournette ran for like 30 yards on 15 carries.
He got punked.
And Derrick Henry ran for 200, and Henry goes on to win the Heisman, and Bama goes on to win the Natty. And from that moment on, LSU hasn't had a reason during a season to feel as good about their team as they do right now.
They haven't had a chance.
That's my point.
I mean, honestly.
A legit reason. That's my point.
And when you go into that game against Alabama, there is no chance. And although myself being the Homer fan that I am, I want to believe that we have a chance. I don't like to say that you were right, but you were right. What's so funny to me right now, though, is the excitement on your face and the fact that, like, you are now the Homer. Like, I'm not a homer.
Well,
kind of. I feel like you kind of are. But you're always the negative. You're always negative, Nancy. Yeah.
I'm not negative. I am honest.
And you've turned me a little negative.
No. Here's the reality, and this is where people get it confused. I will always be honest. I will never BS you. I will never pander to the home crowd ever. And there's value in that, Ryan. And here's why.
You just call me Ryan.
What would I not call you?
I don't know. It was just
Bruh.
There's value in that, bro.
Because if I'm honest and I tell you I think they're going to lose today, I think they're not good, and some of that pans out, well, then when I turn and say I think that this team has a really good chance to go to Alabama and win that game this year, you know I'm not BSing.
Do you think they're going to win in Alabama?
I don't know if they're going to win. And if you made me bet everything I own, I would bet no. Because it's still very hard to go on the road.
You're still that guy. Okay,
Hold on. It's still very hard to go on the road and win. And I think Tua and that offense is the best offense LSU is going to face all year. The second best offense they'll face all year, they saw this past weekend. But I also was the guy who has said to this point, they're not beating, I will not pick them to beat Alabama again until they do. I'm telling you now they have a shot. That team that we saw on Saturday, they're going to go to Tuscaloosa and they're going to score a buttload of points in that game. Now, can they stop Alabama from in turn scoring a buttload of points? I don't know. We can talk about that in November. But this is the best I've felt. This is the only time I've felt good about them having a chance to beat Alabama since 2015.
Is Alabama's offense better than Texas' offense?
Yes.
And
they have a better quarterback, better receivers, better line. They're better.
So,
But Texas is the second best offense LSU will face this year. And I was the only guy in this town last week screaming to anybody who would listen, Sam Ehlinger is a really stinking good player.
No, he's a real guy.
Yes.
He's a dude.
And yeah. I am patting myself on the back. I was the only one in this town screaming that last week.
No, he's a guy.
Okay.
And he played well. He threw the ball well and the whole deal. But listen to me, if you're telling me Alabama's offense is better than Texas'
They're better than
offense,
Texas.
And that secondary got scorched the way that it got scorched in Texas,
yeah.
I'm going to say they're not going to win, and I don't know that they have a chance unless something changes between now and then.
I'm just excited. I can't wait to watch this team play on Saturday against Northwestern State.
So weird.
Because it's fun, man.
Yeah.
It's fun. This is a fun team to watch. They've finally found the secret sauce to make them relevant offensively. And they've got a veteran quarterback and dynamic receivers and the right mixture with Joe Brady and Steve Ensminger and calling plays. And it's really damn fun to watch.
They go 12-0?
I can't pick them to win at Alabama yet, but ask me that weekend, I might change my mind.
Yeah.
I got to see a little more from Bama. We haven't seen Bama go on the road yet. Well, I mean, they're going to play that game at home, but they played Duke and New Mexico State. Let me see. What if Tua turns an ankle between now and then? If you take Tua out of that mix, yeah, I'll pick LSU to beat Bama. But if he's there and he's healthy and he's got his three-headed monster at receiver and those running backs and that offensive line, it's going to be real hard for me to pick them to win. But I'll tell you this much. It ain't going to be no damn 16-point spread. I'll tell you that much.
I'm getting the shirts printed, the 12-0 shirts. One for you, one for me. I think it's going to happen. Like I said before, 12-0, baby.
Pretty excited. We got a new sponsor on the Riot Podcast.
This is big.
Excited about it.
I mean, it's real big. It's just such a big deal for us to be able to talk about this here today.
It's that
I can't.
You're so ridiculous.
I can't stress it enough. And I'm fired. I'm gonna let you start this whole deal, but trust me, I'm gonna probably interrupt you when you get going.
The Riot
I'll start right now. Okay, never mind.
The Riot Podcast is brought to you by Henry Homes. Paul, you could pull this up if you would here. Henry Homes, a custom home builder. If you're thinking about building a home, you need to call our guy Henry at Henry Homes in the greater Baton Rouge area. What did he say? About a 100-mile radius?
You'll go 100 miles. And the reason why he stops there is because it's the personal touch. He is the owner of the company, and he wants to be on every single job, and he doesn't have a helicopter right now. So, yeah, so the 100-mile thing is pretty much where he's at. But it's not just custom homes, renovations as well. I mean, there's no job too big or too small for my man.
You can get to the website, henryhomes.site, henryhomes.site. You can see pictures of the beautiful work he's done, like elevated camps, beautiful interiors, just awesome stuff there. Check it out. Henry Homes, just like it sounds, henryhomes.site. That's henryhomes.site. If you or someone you know is thinking about building a home, call our guy Henry.
Or renovating a bathroom, or getting new floors, or doing an outdoor kitchen, or all the above. Call Henry.
henryhomes.site, henryhomes.site. Spread the word. All right, let's do Kick Rocks.
It's now time to Kick Rocks with Ryan Terrio.
Kick rock.
Kick Rocks.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick Rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Terrio actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
All right, dude, what you got there, man?
Bill Belichick can kick rocks.
What?
Everybody's blasting Antonio Brown and his agent for orchestrating this big get away from Pittsburgh, go somewhere, cause a big ruckus, get released, and then end up at the Patriots.
Right.
I don't think it's news that he wanted to play for the Patriots whenever he left Pittsburgh, and now he's with the Patriots. Antonio Brown is not going to kick rocks for this because, yes, he held up his end of the bargain. Bill Belichick and the whole Patriots organization front office is going to kick rocks for tampering. You can't do that.
I didn't tamper.
Yeah, they tampered. They talked to Rosenhaus. They talked to Antonio Brown before this. All this started months ago. Absolutely. It started with what's the HBO series that they were doing over there?
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. Like Belichick said, hey, man, stay in the cryo chamber 2 minutes too long. It's going to blister your feet. And then, hey, complain about the helmet. You know, like we know how this is going to play out. Come into camp in a hot air balloon. Use social media to air all the dirty laundry, and then they'll release you. Ask to be released. They did. And it wasn't even a day after he was released. He had already signed with the Patriots, and they show the stupid video of him running around, all excited that he's going for the Patriots. It's Bill Belichick's fault. He tampered, and although I do think he's a great coach, he tampered and he can kick rocks.
Okay. What else?
The Saints secondary can kick rocks.
Okay.
Unbelievable how you let the wide receiver get behind you at the end of the game. Now, what should have happened is the Saints should have played the defense that the Saints played against the Texans. Now, the Texans secondary...
The Saints should have played the defense that the Saints played against
that the Texans played against the Saints.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you flipped.
I messed that up.
Got it. Yeah, you got it.
So the Saints should have been in the prevent. That the Texans and kick rocks because they allow Drew Brees to get 10, 15 yards and 3 throws, then kick the game-winning field goal. They're idiots. They should have played press coverage, and they shouldn't have let the guys get off the jam and all that stuff.
The Saints did play press coverage.
Well, not really. They were
they
off.
did.
And the Saints played press. The Saints played press. They shouldn't have. The Saints should have played the prevent. That's what should have happened. Saints should have played the prevent, not the press.
That's like the first time anyone ever has said, hey, let's play press, or let's play prevent instead of press. By the way, I get so sick of hearing people say prevent. It's like people don't even know what that is. Like, just because you're playing a soft or soft zone, that's not the prevent defense. Like,
how about don't let a wide receiver get behind you and score a touchdown with 50 seconds left?
The play before that, I mean, he was double covered. And they were super aggressive on the first play because Marshawn Lattimore was man-to-man on DeAndre Hopkins, and they blitzed Von Bell, and Von Bell crushed Deshaun Watson. Watson knew he was going to get annihilated and still made a beautiful throw. So they were super aggressive there.
That one I'm okay with. That was a great throw and a great catch, Bob. But they let Kenny Stills get behind, took the top off the defense, got behind the safety, scored the touchdown. Can't happen. It's like in baseball. You play this thing called no doubles. You familiar with no doubles?
Yeah.
You put the first baseman and third baseman on the line. The outfielders go really, really deep because you can't afford to have a double hit right here. Can't have a guy in scoring position. Keep him to a single. They should have played no doubles.
Got it.
LSU secondary can kick rocks.
Ooh.
Take the DBU stuff. Let's stop talking about that for a little while. Okay? We're gonna stop until you prove that you are DBU, that you can shut somebody down. Like DBU doesn't give up 400 yards. They don't do that. They're DBU, right? And I understand that we didn't get after the quarterback in a manner that they should have, and the guy had some time to throw and all that stuff. But still, if you're elite level defensive backs, the only guy that doesn't kick rocks in that secondary, in my opinion, is Derek Stingley Jr. They didn't want any part of Derek Stingley Jr. They threw at him one time. He almost made a great interception, actually twice. Then he made the great deflection. But other than that, every one of those guys in kick rocks, terrible performance.
Okay.
And
can I bring up one point, though?
Yeah, sure.
You know the last time that LSU allowed 400 passing yards in a game? It was 2011 against West Virginia.
Okay.
Geno Smith threw for 463. You remember the 2011 defense?
Yeah, they had some good defenders.
Tyrann Mathieu, he didn't stink.
Right.
Mo Claiborne won the Thorpe and was a first-round draft pick. Eric Reed was a safety, was a first-round draft pick. Brandon Taylor was your other safety, was a third-round draft pick, and really the glue of that defense. It's a really good secondary.
Yeah.
Sometimes on the road against a team that runs an offense efficiently, that does what it does, it's hard to stop them all the time.
What I'm hearing right now is just excuses. That's all.
No, what I'm
hearing.
telling you is I think that's an outlier. So people are all worried, is LSU's defense going to stink? What I'm telling you is I think that on Saturday was an outlier. I think they're going to be really good. The only other team, in my opinion, that even has a remote chance of replicating that performance against LSU's defense is Alabama. That's it.
I hope you're right, but Saturday they stunk.
Okay.
And then Texas can kick rocks for giving our fans 3,000 tickets and putting the band up in the nosebleed and that whole deal.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Sean Payton can kick rocks. This is going to be on AFR today, by the way. So if you're listening right now live or watching us on Facebook Live, you're going to hear this on AFR. But Saints, Texans, you've got a minute left in the ball game. It's 3rd and 11. You're at their 34-yard line. You're up by 3. You've got a Hall of Fame quarterback in Drew Brees. You've got a receiver you just paid $100 million to. Throw the damn ball!
Give him the rock. Give him the rock.
Get a first down, take a knee, go home. Running the ball up the middle, kicking a field goal to go up 6 and giving them the ball with a minute and a chance to beat you?
Soft.
What the hell is that?
Scared.
You better be glad that they scored in 2 plays. This gave you an opportunity to go win it. Sean Payton. Come, do you realize the most embarrassing play in the history of the Saints franchise is the Minneapolis Miracle? Probably cost you a chance at a Super Bowl 2 years ago. And you know what you did?
Preach.
You know what you did in that play?
What'd you do?
You had an opportunity to throw the ball and end the game, and what Sean Payton did instead was he ran the ball and decided,
Safe.
hey, we'll put it on our defense.
Yeah,
And you know what
safe
happened?
play.
Your defense gagged it away.
Gagged it away.
And what happened last night?
They gagged it
Your
away.
defense gagged it away.
Gagged it
Now
away.
you got lucky because your Hall of Fame quarterback bailed your ass out.
Right.
But if you would let your Hall of Fame quarterback complete a 3rd and 11
To who?
to the guy you're paying $100 million, it would have never come down to that.
Right.
3rd and 11. By the way, you're already in field goal range.
It don't matter.
If he throws an incomplete pass,
Okay.
kick the damn field goal anyway.
Right.
And you're still up 6.
Still go up 6.
What was that?
I don't know.
How was someone to do that?
Why did he do that? He's missing Joe Brady.
Bruh. I'm done.
That's pretty good. You didn't get as red as you normally get when it's traffic stuff. But you got a little red.
I was so mad at that last night, bro. I can't even begin to tell you. Can't begin to tell you how annoyed I was. Man, Erica, she was like silent. 'Cause I am like, I was like,
Are you a screamer at the TV?
stomping around the house.
Do you scream?
Well, no, because I don't want to, because Drew doesn't understand that, right? So I can't, like, he would get really upset if I was screaming in the house. So it was more like just plodding around the house. I'm pretty sure I very aggressively closed the pantry door when they gave up the touchdown. Dude, it's hard to win in the NFL. A win is a win is a win is a win is a win, and I'll take it. All right, I'm not complaining. Like, I get division wins, more because tiebreakers or whatever, but a win is a win is a win is a win is a win. All right, I'm not complaining about a win. There's a lot of teams, half the league didn't win this weekend, so the other 3 teams in the division all lost. So through 1 week, you already got a game on everybody in the division. Awesome.
Hey, Deshaun Watson's
But-
really good.
Dang. Didn't have to be like that.
Good thing we had, what's his name, though?
Who?
D?
D who?
D's nuts.
So stupid.
Got him.
You're so stupid. You're so stupid. All right. Let's do Ask Us to wrap up here because they're going to kick us out of the studio in a few minutes. So we'll see if we can go quickly. Got one more reminder before. So if you got questions, if you're watching on Facebook Live, of course, you can listen to us. You can watch us live, noon Central on Tuesdays. Or you can go back and watch it on Facebook or on YouTube or listen to the podcast.
Lots of ways.
However you get podcasts
Yeah.
here. But if you're watching this live, you can get questions in for Ask Us. Ask us anything about anything. Before we get to Ask Us, reminder folks again about our friends over at Henry Homes. You're looking to build a home? Call Henry at Henry Homes, 892-5128, 892-5128, or henryhomes.site. That's henryhomes.site. Does beautiful work within a 100-mile radius of Baton Rouge. If you're thinking about building a home, look, maybe this is the best way to say it. Like, you trust Henry.
Yes.
I trust Henry. So if you're thinking about building a home, call Henry directly, 892-5128, 892-5128. Let him go through the options with you. Look at some of the homes that he's built. Go to the website. See some of the pictures of the beautiful work he's done. Beautiful custom homes.
Yep.
Thank you for all the...
In that process, though, and in truth, and I've built a few homes, there's so many unknowns. Like, what I like most about him, though, is he's going to explain everything in detail. Really cool.
All right. Matthew Rogelio, ask y'all, Burbank Joe for Heisman?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's you see what the what Vegas says. So, yeah, if he continues to do what he's doing, why not?
His odds now are 5-1. They were 250-1 last week.
Put some money on Joe last week.
I wish I had over the summer.
Yeah.
Because, brother, I'm going to tell you this. At this pace, he will throw for 4,000 yards and probably, I don't know if he can keep the same pace with touchdowns.
Does he keep this pace up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They've obviously committed to, and look, man, they're playing Northwestern State this week. I don't know if you noticed, but Northwestern State lost to Midwestern State last week. Gave up 33 to Midwestern State.
Who?
Right. It's a D2 program. Like, if Ed and Joe Brady and Ensminger, they want to go out and let Burrow spin it and throw 5 touchdown passes again, do it again.
Do you, if you're the coaches, do you make sure he kind of stays on that path? It's something I was thinking about. Like, let's let him get his 405 and then get him out of there.
I don't know if he's going to throw for 400 every week, but will he throw for 300 every week? And 2 or 3 touchdowns? Yeah. Blake Ruffino asked us, how many times will Ryan say D's Lutz over the next 2 days?
Just today.
Yeah, I think it ends today.
Yeah.
You're not really a Saints fan.
Not really.
Ask us, no rocks for bad clock math.
Yeah,
DJ
that was interesting. They definitely messed that up.
Should have called the timeout the play before, letting it go all the way down to 6 seconds, left yourself in jeopardy of not getting that final play off and down, timeout called to get the field goal unit out. Should have called the timeout prior, done an out route to the sideline, tell your receiver get out of bounds. Anyway, play with fire, man, but he didn't get burned, so I guess it's all good, right?
Yeah, it's all good.
Josh Long said it's funny watching Matt get worked up. Matt hit puberty. Oh, I've hit puberty. Like I was shaving in the 8th grade. But sometimes for emphasis.
What'd you say?
Emphasis. We'll go high pitch. Emphasis.
Oh.
Trivia Carter asked us, should LSU shut the AC off on Texas next year? No, but they should absolutely put Texas in the upper deck and put their band in the upper deck, which is, I think, what they're going to do. And that might be petty, but I don't care. Do it. Ask us, if LSU puts 40 on Florida, what's the spread for the Bama game? Be a touchdown.
Yeah, I think
it'll come down from 16. I'll tell you that much. Ask us, would you stick Stingley on the number 1 receiver from now on after showing against Colin Johnson?
Yes.
No. Because Christian Fulton is still the best defensive back on this team. And yeah, he is. And he's got the most experience. And
yes.
And he's better.
But
he's going to be a first-round draft pick this year. You're letting like one pass interference penalty in this game like cloud.
It's not just the pass interference. It's the going for the ball that he shouldn't have gone for that allowed the touchdown. Whole deal. Like it's not just that. I think Stingley's a better player, and I think he should be on the number 1.
Mark Chambers says Tua is the most overrated quarterback in the SEC.
False.
Congratulations on the dumbest comment in the history of this show, Mark.
This guy's
Chambers.
good. He's going to be 1-1, and he's going to be a good pro. Like he's a really good. He's got a cannon. He's mobile. He's a leader. What are you talking about?
Ask us Kodiak or Skoll.
Neither.
What do you do?
Copenhagen, but I'm trying to quit. I got some.
You've been saying that forever.
I got some fake stuff that I've been working with now. Yeah.
Can I help you?
Help me.
How can I help? However I can help you, I want to help you.
Just say like, hey, is that the real stuff or the fake stuff?
Is that the real stuff or the fake stuff?
Real stuff. I'm just saying. I'm being honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm honest.
Ask us, do the Astros win it all?
Man, I like the Yankees. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, you don't.
I do. I think Yankees Dodgers. I think it's gonna be one of those epic.
Am I wrong for thinking that the Yankees can't hang because of the Astros pitching? Verlander, Cole, Greinke? The Yankees don't have that. I mean, unless if like Domingo Germán decides he's going to be a total dude, like Josh Beckett 03 announcing to the world, I'm a guy that's about to dominate baseball for the next 10 years.
I'm not too big on Greinke, first off.
Okay.
Like, he's hittable.
Please, I love this. I love this.
He's hittable. Verlander's not hittable. So,
But the Yankees have done well against
okay,
Verlander.
well, then there you go. You got to win there. But Greinke's not. He's just okay for me. He's a good pitcher.
Richard Bruce asked us, would you be surprised if the Saints draft Burrow in the later rounds next year, since he's been coached by Brady this year?
I mean, I think if he keeps going on the pace he's going, he's not going to be in the later rounds. He's going to get drafted in the top 2 or 3 rounds.
Interesting you say that. The mock draft at CBS Sports today has Joe Burrow in round 1 going to the Chargers.
There you go.
It's just one guy's opinion, but clearly he's on a lot of people's radar. Ask us, was that Coach O's biggest win at LSU? The only one that would even come close to it would be the win at Florida 2 years ago, the week after. No, there's 2 wins. 2 years ago at Florida, the week after losing to Troy, because that was very much a stabilizing the program win. If you lose that game, it's entirely possible the wheels come off of that season. Mm-hmm. And then last year against Georgia was massive.
That was a big game last year.
Massive. Ask us, do you think they will get younger backs more involved? Do they not fully trust them this season, similar to Chase and Marshall last season? No, I think they absolutely will. And I think over the next month is when you get them ready to roll for October. This was one of those situations where on the road, close game at Texas, you didn't want to run Emory or Price out there and give them 10 carries, have them risk fumbling or missing a block and getting Joe Burrow decapitated. Like, you went with your veteran guys. Now you've got the next 3 games against teams that you will blow out. This is when you say, all right, get out there, get comfortable, get your reps, and then come October, you got your stable ready to roll.
I saw a ton of chatter on Twitter and social media about wanting Emory in the game and getting Elair out. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had an incredible game. He was bouncing off of tackles, picking up huge blocks, had some very, very big runs. I thought he played great, man. I'm fine if he gets every touch.
Ask us, grinds.
No, Smoky Mountain.
Ask us, favorite game day drink. That's Kirk Paul. Whiskey.
Yeah, I'm just an ultra guy right now, and I just kind of started to have a few where there was a couple years where I wasn't drinking much at all, actually.
Cameron Jordan or Jordan Cameron? That's from Gary Burkett.
Cameron Jordan.
No doubt. At Jake Lopez asked us, do we skull drag Florida in Baton Rouge?
I think Florida's good. So I don't think you skull drag Florida, but I expected Felipe Franks to look much better than he has looked. So
he's hot and cold, bro.
Yeah.
If he plays a great game with a really good coach that's had LSU's numbers and Todd Grantham, same story, I think that could be a close game, but LSU should absolutely win that game in Baton Rouge. All right, that's going to do it for us. The Riot Podcast brought to you by Henry Homes. Check them out online, y'all. henryhomes.site, henryhomes.site. If you are building a home, thinking about building a home, call Henry Homes. 892-5128, 892-5128. Ryan and I spent about an hour with Henry yesterday, man.
Yep.
Awesome dude, man. Really, really happy about this partnership. And hopefully we please a lot of people with the work that Henry can do in building a beautiful home.
He's doing work in my house. Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
henryhomes.site, 892-5128, 892-5128. You want to build a home, call Henry. Paul O'Neill, thanks for your hard work for being here. Y'all have an awesome day. Until next time, the Riot Podcast. See ya.